we're gonna get started here, guys. In about let a few more people jump on. See who's gonna jump on. Get started in about 5 minutes.
Kirk, this better be good. I got out of bed for this.
You got. Well, sorry to wake you, man. You wait. Look. Hey, look. I was laying down myself. I ain't gonna lie. I was laying down too. I said I got a lot of people asking me questions, so I said I want to jump on today really quick, and I ain't gonna be on long. And but I just want to show because I've had people asking me, different questions and stuff, and I said I just want to address them all one day, and then have a recording of it and go back over it. So we will try to answer these questions.
Well, I hope whoever's asking these questions is on the Zoom.
That's what I'm saying. I used to have that all the time, man. People ask me questions all the time. Then when I say let's get on the Zoom, they never on, but then they'll come back and ask questions again. But I'm hopefully if people on here right now got questions, ask every question you can think about, and then I'll have this recording. Tell people, look, the questions on this video, go watch it. Because I'm gonna run over some back tests, some past results, then the history of this right now, this time frame, just doing the market starting to slow down and consolidate. So things are slowing down. People ask me why I'm not releasing it now. That's one of the reasons I'm not releasing it now, because the market's slowing down and starting to consolidate. I don't want to release something right. It could be the worst time to release an EA.
Yeah, I seen that in my other trading platform too. The week was a little bit slower, but it's still still profitable.
Right. Yeah, it's still profitable, but I'd rather release something at the when things are moving.
Yeah.
So but I guess people just don't get it, I don't know. Oh shoot, I meant to send this in the group a long time ago. Somebody asked me. And see somebody in the group right now. I see Dave, you on here? Yeah, you're on. Somebody asking, saying the stop loss is too large. Okay, well, if it's too large for you, do it the way you want to do it. I know it's working, It's kind of stuff I'm saying. Somebody just put in our Discord, the stop loss is too large. It may be for you if that's the way you trade, but if you're swing trading, and you go into some numbers game, we're gonna go over all this. So we got 9 people on, 10 people. We're gonna go over this stuff. Ah man. We're gonna go over it. It's 8:03. Give it another 2 minutes, guys. And whoever's on is on, whoever not is not. But if y'all have questions, be thinking of the questions you have. Write them down so you can ask them. Guess I'll put the Zoom in front of me so I can look straight ahead instead of on the other screen. Let me share. What screen am I sharing? Screen 1 for right now. Overview. Y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here. Here. Trying to get things ready. Oh, hold on. I forgot to pull something up. Let me stop so I can go get this other screen right quick. Where is it at? Right here. Okay.
Well, Sunday, but
All right. Bring that back here. Bring this back. Put them all on one screen. All right. I'm gonna have to go be looking for stuff. All right, guys, got another. Well, it's 1:05 now. We're gonna go ahead and start. Because we're not gonna be on long. Probably 15, 20 minutes, depending on your questions. All right. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, guys, everybody in here, most of you have seen, well, all of you pretty much are in the Discord group. If you've seen this, if you're not in our Discord group, you've seen this in another Telegram group, make sure you join our Discord. All right, people have seen the results. I've had people asking me, how come I'm not doing my FX book? How come I'm not doing an FX Blue on it for history? I'm going, and I'm gonna say this on this video so I can tell you, I'm going to do that the first part of the year. I didn't do it at first, day one, because we didn't know what we had day one. We didn't know. I mean, it could have not worked. It could have worked. Don't know. So why go through all the hassle of doing it? I wanted to get 2 to 3 months history before I open up my FX book or FX Blue, because it doesn't matter when you open a FX book. I can be running the account for a year and then go open up a FX book, stick it on the account, and it's going to backdate everything. So it's not like where you've wasted a year or whatever of data that you can have. No, it go back and pick up everything. So I wanted to run it first instead of running one, and opening up all that stuff right then and it not perform the way I wanted. Plus, it was we started with this new EA about 2 months ago. I knew even before, well, about 3 months ago. I knew before I started telling people about it that I was going to want to run it a month or two before I even mentioned it to anybody. And then I said that, well, the month or two was going to put me right around this area, heading toward the end of the year, which again, like Chris said, the market is going to slow down. It's going to consolidate. It's starting to consolidate now, slowing down there because the holidays are coming. People, the banks and financial institutions and all that, they are planning their holiday schedules now, and things are just starting to move a little slower. And when things start to move slower, they start to consolidate. Right? That's the whole thing. When the banks are not pushing money and the financial institutions not pushing money around, well, it stops. And so if it stops, it's consolidating. So I didn't want to go through all of that until I originally wanted 6 months worth of data, because I don't know if some of you guys on here remember our first EA. It started off really well, but it started off really well for about 2 or 3 months, 3 or 4 months. Well, actually, it's running like it's supposed to run right now. It's just, it was more of a hands-on EA. And that's why I call it a semi-EA. And I'm calling this one a semi-EA. I never want to get to a point of calling anything just an EA. A semi-EA means legally that I am telling people legally that you may have to have some human intervention with it. Even though we're running this one hands-free, there's always going to be that one person or that one instance where you may want to close the trade out. And then the first time you close the trade out, you're going to say, well, I thought it was hands-free. You said it was hands-free. Yeah. And so I call it a semi-EA. I've had a lot of people asking, what's semi-EA and what's EA? Semi-EA means you have to manually intervene at one point. Sometimes you may, and you may run this EA and never have to. But legally, I got to protect myself, from people coming back, well, you said this, that, and the other. No, I said it's a semi-EA, meaning you may eventually have to close a trade or something. Well, I mean, and I hope you understand the market is the market, guys. Nobody can control can predict the market. You can have, here's my thing, and I want somebody to prove me wrong on this. I want somebody to prove me wrong. Shut up, Chris. I want somebody to prove me wrong on this. If Forex was a programmed thing, meaning you could figure it out, somebody go back and Google world's best trader. I can't remember the guy's name. It's Japanese, I think. Go back and Google the world's best trader. All these hedge fund companies and banks, and I'm giving you some history right now so you can understand nothing is perfect, guys. And I've had some of the questions I've seen in my Discord, I don't even respond to them because they're just ridiculous. And I say this, we're all grown. I'm not going to entertain foolery. I'm not going to, some people are around just to try to discredit stuff. Nothing is 100%. I've never said this EA is going to make you a billionaire, a millionaire, 100,000. I don't say that. If you think about this, I'm not going to mention any names, but I had a young lady in IML tell me in my face that she had lost a trade in 2 years. And I call BS on that. It's just bottom line BS. I don't care what you say. If you start $100 account and compound it over 2 years, you're a millionaire, provided you don't take anything out. But okay, even if you take out 20 to 30%, which you never want to take out more than 20 to 30% because your money will never compound. So if you're making money every month and let's say you got $1,000 and the next month you made 1,000, you take out 20%. So you took out 200 or $300, 30%. You start to take out more than that, your money will never compound. So I give her the benefit of the doubt at $200 or $300 or 3% that she was, 20 to 30% that she may have been taking out, because Forex is bottom line. What? You're in it to make money. Why? To pay bills. You don't want to just make money and leave it in there all the rest of your life. That ain't doing you no good. Might as well be broke. So even if you're withdrawing 20 to 30%, again, which I would say is roughly the max you want to do before you start making your money, you just making money and replacing it. You're not compounding it. So even a $100 account at 3 to 5% growth a week over 2 years, you're a millionaire, even if you withdrew 20 to 30% monthly. This girl was not a millionaire in 2 years. So you cannot tell me you've never lost. Only way she means she never lost trade is she take one trade a week at a 10-cent lot. But any average trader who's been trading 2 years, and she's one of the leaders, one of the teachers. So I know she ain't trading $100 account. If she is, they need to find other leaders. So she has to be. So she's not a millionaire. So my point is, she's lost trades. She's not going to tell you. Nobody is 100% in Forex. The hedge fund companies and banks, they trade millions and they lose trades. Yeah. They swing trade. They'll hold a trade 3 to 6 months to a year, but they're trading millions, but they lose trades. Nobody is 100%. So don't let nobody tell you nothing is 100%. I think, a lot of you guys know my partner, Eric B. Very good trader. He's not 100%. He'll tell you on his best, if he could be 65, 70%, but he has an excellent strategy. So I say all that to say this, guys, don't come over here thinking that asking these ridiculous questions in the Discord without researching first and thinking this is the Holy Grail. It is not the Holy Grail. Nothing is a Holy Grail. Will this make you some money? Yes. But you have to know a little bit about trading. That's why I said hands-free. Okay, yeah, we letting the trade hands-free. The market, it can eventually do something different. Year by year, it changes. It'll be like EU and pretty much all the G pairs. Over the last year, they've been trending south, selling. So this means next year, they're probably going to turn around and go north. We just don't know. You never know. And the EA will adjust for that. But there's going to be some losing trades. Now, I keep going back to this in the Discord group. We've had a lot of people asking me, return on investment and asking me how much can they make with the EA. I'm like, that means you don't know what you're doing. You probably don't need to have this, because nobody can sit here and guarantee you a return on investment. Even if you put $1,000 in, let the EA run, I can't tell you what your return on investment is going to be, because I don't know your lot size. I don't know I don't know your lot sizes. And again, I don't know what your starting balances are. I don't know what you're withdrawing. So I can't tell you all that information. A FX book, and it's not going to tell you that. It can tell you an average of each week what the EA is doing. I can tell you that, and I've told people that. What it's been doing for me. Again, I'm not some big company with 1,000 people, testing and been trading this for a year. I can only show you and tell you what it's done for me. That's why I keep putting them in the Discord every week. I have Chris putting his in there. I have other testers putting theirs in there. It's what it's been doing for us. Can I make any guarantees? No. This EA has too many different settings that you can do that can make profitable. But I've narrowed it down to a couple of different set files for the type of entries that it has. That has been working fantastic for me and a lot of other people on FTMO and on regular accounts. Now, coming into this month, next month, December, it's going to slow down. It's going to consolidate. EA is going to be in trades a lot longer. And people are asking me, hit me up private messages. How long is the EA in a trade for? How long does it take to win a trade? Again, that just means you know nothing about trading. You can you can be in a trade and it go in in 30 minutes to an hour. You can be in a trade and it looks good on the chart, but then it still take a week to take profit. I will tell you guys this on this EA is based more on a swing trade. It's not a scalper because we do it on an hour time frame. And I will let you know this, 90 to 95% of the time, Chris can attest to this, 99% of the time, it is going to go straight into drawdown. It's just where it's designed. We have a 300 pip stop loss, 100 pip TP. I get a lot of these so-called top traders. Well, that's backwards. That's back. It may be backwards for you. And yes, in theory, yeah, it is backwards. But is it working? Yes. Why is that? I will give you guys the reason why it is working. And over the course of Forex, it's probably going to continue to work until the whole Forex module changes. On average, FX pairs don't travel more than 200 to 300 pips in a single direction before they start to retrace or come back around. There are exceptions. That's why I always say on average, you can have a pair go 1,000 pips, okay? On average, meaning out of 28 FX pairs from AUD CAD to UJ, on average, you're going to get 65 to 75% of them only travel 200 to 300 pips before they come back around. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but I've heard very successful traders and say I know a lot of millionaire traders who test things, and they'll tell you you can ask them to pick a trade out of the air. So I just say, okay, GU. All right, what do you want me to do? Take a buy. They'll take a buy on it right then. It could be trending in a sell. It can be trending in the sell on the daily all the way down to the 5 minute. They don't care. And the reason they don't care is they have their account is big enough to sustain. They'll take the trade, don't care what direction it's going. Even if it takes 2-3 weeks to come back, eventually GU is going to come back around. Now with GU and the GBB pairs, you have to have that 300 pip stop loss because we know they do travel fast. You know, they got a bigger pip value. You know, so but pairs like Swiss pairs, Swiss pairs, my man, Canadian pairs. Man, that's another pair. But anyway, only travel Swiss, the chef, only travel 100, 200, 300 pips before they tire out and reverse. So if you come in this thing with $100 account, you can't do that. Why? Because $100 account at 0.01, you can only go roughly 1,000 pips before well, a little less than 1,000 before you've margined out. It's 10 cent, no, I'm sorry, 100. It's 10 cent, 100 times 10. Wait a minute, I'm mad. Let me get my numbers right. I think it's 1,000. Yeah, 100 times 100 times 10. Yeah, you can go about 1,000 pips before it hits. But if you're running 10, 15, 20, and in the instructions that I sent out, I tell people you should be trading with if you come with a $100 account, it should be 0.01, maximum 1 to 2 pairs, because you never know how many is going to hit. You know, if I've had people who already got the EA and they hit me up saying, man, it margined me out already. And first thing I asked them, how many pairs you running? I had all 28 loaded. What was your account balance? $200 at 10 cents. I said, there you go. Didn't read the instructions. You know, so and there again, that goes back to not knowing anything about trading, knowing nothing about trading, risk management, I mean, knowing nothing about trading. You have to read the instructions. You cannot run all 28 pairs like I do unless you're doing a big account. When I say that, I say $5,000 account. You cannot do 28 pairs and sleep well at night with 300 pip stop loss, because at 300 pip stop loss, let's just say you have 10 of those pairs going to drawdown 200 pips. And we know each pair, each instrument on Forex has a different pip value, meaning the EA, I think, is $1.10. You know, if you trade it at a standard lot, it's actually, you know, higher than $1, higher than $10. You know, each value has a different pip value. So you can have EA go 100 pips, and you can have NZD Chef go 100 pips, and EA will cost you at $1 pip. EA is going to be $130, $140. NZD Chef is only going to be about $65, $70. Same 10 pips though. So you're thinking they both going to be, they're not. So you can have at a $100, $200, $300 account, you trade all these pairs and they go into drawdown, you know, lost. They all are going to go in drawdown, guys. It's gonna go in drawdown, especially at the slower times of the month, slower times of the year. All right. So big thing is the instructions on the EA are very simple. It tells you what pairs you should run, how many pairs per $100, you know, what your account size should be. Now, again, when the people tell me a 300 pip stop loss, I know other companies, again, Chris can testify to this. I know other companies that trade without a stop loss. Trading is nothing but a numbers game. Bottom line, it's a numbers game. If you can win, you can be a 50% trader and be successful. So if you have an EA that's doing 65, 70%, as long as your risk management you're following a risk management plan, you're going to be successful. You can't worry about the trades you're going to lose. Now, I would tell you guys this, with my EA, I have not lost a trade yet that I didn't close manually. I'll say this again, with my EA, I have not lost a trade yet that hit stop loss. I'll say like that hit stop loss. Now I have testing and Tesla. I have closed some trades because I wanted to close that and get out and let it take another just to test. And I've been showing almost every day in the Discord the results. I don't care about the results at the end of a day, because you're going to have that 1 or 2 days that's just going to be in drawdown and just, you know, not do anything. At the end, your results should be based off the end of the month. And that's why I didn't want to release it yet until the new year, because I wanted to have, you know, I don't base my results off of a single day. I've seen people in the Discord, well, I'm in drawdown and I've been drawdown this one day. Well, what's your profit so far? Well, I made profit, but they're worried about that drawdown. Any average trader, a successful trader, would tell you if you're trading on an EA or robot, anything like that, if your drawdown is less than 10%, 10% drawdown. Some people say that's a lot. If your drawdown is less than 10%, but you're being profitable, that's a good EA. Now let me explain how that works. Let's just say you got a $1,000 account. Drawdown is 10%. So how much is drawdown? $100. If in a $1,000 account, if you're maintaining roughly $100 drawdown Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that same 100, it's just averaging around $100 negative. But let's say you're making $200 a day. $200 worth of trades are closing out. The ones that opened up last week or finally came back around and closed out, and you made $100. You made $150, $200, but you're still averaging $100 drawdown. So let's say on a $10,000 account, you're averaging $1,000 in drawdown. The bigger the numbers get, the more freaked out people get. $10,000, $100,000 account, FTMO, and you're in $10,000 account, $10,000 drawdown. First of all, FTMO, you can only be 5%. So and we've maintained that. But I'm just saying, somebody who has I'm just trying to use numbers for visual purposes. You got a $10,000 account, and you in $500 drawdown, or you're $1,000 drawdown. That's 10%. But you're making $2,000, $3,000 a week. So that means on a Friday afternoon, you have made, let's see, $2,000, $8,000, $10,000 on Friday, but you're in $1,000 drawdown. Do you care about that $1,000? Even if you only made $1,000 a day, end of the week, you're in $5,000 profit, but you're in negative $1,000 in drawdown right then. Do you care about that $1,000? You can close it on out or you can carry it over. It's up to you. I personally like to start new every week. So I don't care if I've made $5,000 for the week, but I'm $4,000 in drawdown. I still made $1,000. Look at it like that. I still made that. Did I beat the bank? I still beat the bank, which only paid me less than 1% a year. So if my money made $1,000 that week, but I was in $3,000 drawdown and I just wanted to close it, took that $3,000, I still made $2,000. I hope people can understand what I'm going with it, what I'm saying this, because I get these questions in Discord that I say, man, everybody's looking for the holy grail. Nobody wants to take, you cannot be successful in trading if you can't take a loss. I've learned that. You're never going to be successful if you can't take a loss. If you can't look at it and say, yep, I lost that one, you'll never be successful. Everybody's looking for 100%. You're not going to get 100%. You're not going to get 90, 80, 70. You may get 70, so 60%. Anything above 60% win is a win. This EA that I got, I've been going hands-free. Again, I have been running my hands-free. Chris, have you touched yours? How are you running yours? You know,
Hands free.
are you in profit overall?
The art of war.
Most of the time, I'm doing a lot of different testing, so some things don't work.
Okay.
That's the whole point of testing it.
Okay, so you're testing stuff. Okay. If he was running, and I got 3 or 4 accounts doing the same exact thing, but one account is in profit. No, I mean, well, all of them are in profit, but one account is completely hands-free. And what we're getting at this, guys, is if you do the default settings, like I say, I can't tell you, because here's another thing. People are asking me, well, you know, what's my return on my investment? What's the average percent? All this is contingent on your broker too, guys. I've had people who run my EA on one broker and another broker, and the entries are different. And one person got the trade and the other person didn't, because the brokers are different. I mean, it's everything is fluid in this industry. Brokers set their own prices. Brokers have their own manipulation. You know, I can brokers have, when I say manipulate, they have their own spreads. Now it's different if you're running my Forex funds, FTMO. They don't really do that. But you know, from FX Choice to Carbon Capital to IC Markets to whoever MT5 brokers are out there, they got their own manipulation. My EA might take a trade on Carbon that it didn't take on FX Choice for some reason, because at the time Carbon spread might have been this, FX Choice spread might have been that, and so price never hit the entry on one of them. And people are gonna be like, well, my trade didn't take this one, mine didn't take that one. And I get flooded with questions. You know, I'll say like this: the computer software is not going to differentiate between brokers. Meaning, don't say that, well, my software ain't working because it didn't take this trade and it took it on this the other guy's account broker. It's because of the broker stuff. Brokers have slippage. They have all this stuff. The software don't differentiate between all that. The software is just going to do what it's told to do. If the number don't hit, if it don't hit an entry, it don't hit the entry on that broker. Bottom line. So I say these things, say, you know, I got probably 10 or 12, maybe 13 people testing this, and people are seeing what's going on with it. But I got 100 people in Discord asking me questions. You know, I mean, I can understand questions, but you know, some things, some questions, you figure, if you think about it a little bit, you'll realize your own answer. You know, there's no way for me to tell you what your return of investment is. There's no way for me to tell you that. I don't know what your risk management is. I don't know what your starting balance is on your demo or live. I don't know what that stuff is. I don't know what your lot size is. I don't know if you're shutting it off, you know, because if you shut the EA off while you have trades running, then your partials and your trailing stops don't work. And if your computer, and here's another one, you know, and I found this out on mine, and Eric B's one, and a couple other people won. My EA on Carbon Capital and on another broker, it tried to enter a trade. It tried to enter EUR-GBP. I lost connection on my internet. I lost connection on my internet on my VPS. I don't know how that happened. But people, you know, I had some of my tests hit me up. Well, it did this, that, and the other. Something's wrong with EA. No, it's not. If you go into, if we ever look in the journal right here, if y'all see my screen journal, it'll tell you, if you have any red dots on the side right here, that's an error. I don't have any here so far on this one. I don't have any errors on this one. But it'll tell you errors. On my other one I do, because this is a test one here. It'll tell you order performed by. Well, if it didn't, it'll say order declined or not processed due to connection issue. That means your internet bumped, and it bumped at that time it was trying to do an order. That's not the software, it's the connection. But it's going to tell you it's the connection. But people hit me up. Your EA, it didn't do this. It didn't. You don't read your journal. Go and look for these issues. It's gonna have issues. I mean, as again, it comes back to nothing is 100%. Nothing. Your internet connection is not 100%. And I recommend running this on the VPS. You're gonna have a connection issue on the VPS every now and then, but I promise you're gonna have more of a connection issues on a regular computer, because you never know. Your computer might do updates. You didn't know it, or it's set to do an update and it restarted. Your computer lost connection. Your internet lost connection. You had a storm or something. You didn't think about it. You lost connection for 5 or 10 seconds. Your computer shut itself down. It went into power saver mode. You didn't notice it. Things like that happen on a regular computer. All of that affects the VPS. All of that is going to affect the VPS. I mean, going to affect your EA. The EA must be on 100% of the time. Again, I just said there's nothing 100%. Your VPS is going to glitch. So you're going to have that. It might be, once it tried to open up that trade, it stores it in the queue. Again, that's not the software, that's the broker. It stores that entry in the queue. As soon as while your connection is bumping, it's trying to enter that trade. Remember, the EA works off of milliseconds and microseconds. So it probably while your internet bumped for 2 or 3 seconds, it tried to enter that trade 10 times. Well, guess what happens when your internet is restored? Boom, 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 10 of them. The market could have reversed to go a different way. Just don't know. But now you win that trade 10 times. And you hit me up, people hit me up saying, man, something wrong here. I only got to do one trade, but it got me in 10 times. And I have to explain what I see. So that's what I'm I'm just trying to think of everything, guys, that I can think of on this video, because I'm recording this. And so I can say, please, people, before you have questions, please at least go back and watch this one training video that we had. It's going to answer a lot of questions. So I'm hoping you guys do have questions that I'm not thinking of that you can ask too, that you can ask me. So that's a little bit of history about the EA. I'm not running the FX book and all that until the brand new year. I wanted to get month by month results first. It couldn't be the worst time. It couldn't be a worse time to launch an EA right now and try to get results. I do want to show you guys that this is when I first started EA back October sometime. I didn't start it. I started before then, but so I get results. As y'all see, hold on, shoot. I didn't do that right. I always got to do share sound. This 100% hands-free.
I guess that's Sunday to the day. Sunday to the day, $4,100. Not bad, not bad. I'm trying to shoot for a 10K week this week. I want to shoot for a 10K week this week, but not bad. $4,100. So.
And I got a lot of I thought I put them on this computer. I got a lot of results that I can put in the group that I'll show people. Thought I had it on this computer. All right, it must be on my laptop. Yeah, it must be on my laptop. I thought it was on this computer. I thought it was on this computer already. But I'll put them in the I'll put them in the group. But here, okay, guys, if y'all know what this right here is a strategy tester. This is where I've been testing the pairs and coming up with the with what works, what doesn't work. Let me find one I had. NZD, no, GCAD. I just saw it. Anybody see GCAD like this? I just saw, oh, GCAD at the top. All right, GCAD. I tested GCAD on an hour the whole year for the past year right here. For the past year. This is the inputs. This is called a set file right here. This is the file I gave everybody. All right. This is all, and this comes standard. Let's run it. So it's going to take about 3 to 4 minutes. Right now it's downloading the history. And if you see the progress bar right here, going across, it's going to show you what this EA would have done with GCAD using those settings last year. This is the 100% history data. Now, again, nothing is 100%, but this is the best performance. So 90% of the chance it's going to do exactly what it said. 90%. So this is GCAD using the files that I put out over the course of a year. Does it lose trade? Yes. But over the course of a year, let's see how profitable it is. This is on a $1,000 account, and this is leverage of 1 to 100. don't really matter. We use 1 to 500. We just got bigger margin, but you know, it's dollar for dollar. Hope you guys still, like I say, thinking of questions, guys. I want to cover all this stuff on here. It's going back and it's running the EA. Come on. How do I bring this back down? Oh. It's running the EA on GCAD right now. You see it right here. Once you do the test, it brings that chart up. It's running the EA on this pair. These lines, I don't know why I put the moving out, those moving averages on there, but it's running it right now for the past year. I've had people tell me they can't back test it. Don't know why. See, I'm back testing it. I'll show them how.
I didn't even know you could do it right straight through there.
Yep, through the strategy testers right here. Strategy tester. All right, it just finished. Let's go to the graph. Winning, lost a pair, winning, lost a few, lost, but look, it's going up though. Let's see the results. Initial deposit, $1,000. Total net profit, 1381. Gross profit, 38. So it lost 24, but it won 1381. Short trades won. That means sales. It won 142 of them. So it's 95.7%. Long trades, it won 15 buys, 66%. You don't have to be 100%. Yeah, that's 66% right there of the buys won. And that's though, you know, those dips that we saw lost. But, you know, it steps. And that's what I call it, you know. So it made $1,300. That's just one pair made $1,300. Some people say, well, over a year, that ain't a lot of money. You just doubled your account, almost doubled in half your account, $1,000. So what if that had been a $10,000 account? You'd have made $13,000 on that one trade, that one pair over the course of a year. Now, remember, you might be running 5, 10, 15 pairs. What if they're all doing that on that initial 1,000? Let's go find another one. That I had. Let me go look at some of these slower pairs. Let's go find USD shift. USD shift, good. See, I went through all of them. Some of them didn't work out. That's why. Oh, wait a minute. They all USD shift. Where's that one at? No, USD chef wasn't one of them. That's right. Let's go look at GBP chef or NZD chef. I think NZD. Yeah. Click on NZD chef. Right. NZD chef over the year. And so I would say with this thing, you know, it goes now. I would say, you know, with this EA, if you can afford to put, you know, whatever you're starting about every week or two, add some extra money to it, move your lot size up. It's going to lose some trades, but it's going to win overall. The pairs, I've gone through every pair. Oh, and I've had people, and here's another thing. I'm going to, and it specifically says on the instructions, I do not do gold in indices. Now I do have US 30, and I'm gonna show y'all US 30. I have it now, but on the instructions I have, don't do indices. But I've had people saying they put it on Bitcoin, they put it on gold, and it didn't work out good. I'm like, that's your fault. I told you I didn't do those. I haven't had time to test it. I don't know any settings for those yet. And I hope they're doing it in demo, you know, but people be wanting to do what they want to do. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at the graph while it's going. Kind of sketchy, but from where it started, it's profit. So did it lose trades? Yeah, of course it did. Some of the stuff was over holidays or whatever, but look, it's going up higher from where it started. Back January 2022 to August 22. Keep on going. September, We getting there. We still higher than where we started. So we know we profited something. $339. That's 30% of your account on that one pair. So add that to the other, and that's $1,600 total now. That's 30% of your $1,000 account that it made. It won 89% there and only 68% buys. So it took 38 trades, 38 sales, and let's say 20. So that's 57 trades it took over the year. It took 57 trades of NCD Chef. That's the average, what, about two a month? Yeah, about 2 months. And then, so and let's go look at US 30. I hadn't done US 30 at first, but using the settings that I come up with, US 30, $1,000 account. If you and guys, remember this: wherever you find EAs at, I challenge you, go find some EAs online for sale. I promise you, they're all going to say, we recommend this broker only. We recommend running this EA on this 1 or 2 pairs, period. If you run them on anything else, that's on you. They give you the 1 to 2. It's normally 1 to 2 different pairs. Normally it's just 1. You'll find somebody there that just say 2. I got 21 pairs so far. Do I recommend putting them all 21? No, unless you got a big account. I just wanted to go through all the pairs and test. And whichever one, but you should be running this EA. That's nothing. People, like I said from the beginning, you have a $500 account, but you're trying to run 28 pairs and blow it and then say the EA don't work. I mean, you're trying to take a Volkswagen motor and make it run a race. It's not going to happen. If you took that $500 account and had 2 pairs over the course of the year, you made money. The EA did its job, you made money. You didn't blow the account because you tried to make $1 million. That's what's happening. People are putting everything on it, and then their lot size on a $500 account, their lot size is 0.25 or 0.2, $2 a pip, and blowing the account out the water. You can do the strategy tester. Y'all can take the EA, do the strategy tester, and test and find out what works. Let's find out what the back tester is. It made $2,100. So it more than doubled the account, right? It won 32 sales. It won all the sales. It won all the buys. 52 trades. That's what, 2 trades a month? No, what, 12? No, it's about 4 trades a month. So that means if you're running this thing on US 30, and understand this, if you're just running it just on US 30, it's only going to take 4 trades a month. And again, I still have people telling me, even with the old EA, what if my EA ain't taking the trade? I've had it running for 3 hours now. It ain't taking a trade. Because it ain't saw nothing. It ain't reached the value shit to take the trade. You see this? If you ran it just on US 30, it's only going to take 4 trades a month. That means on average 1 trade a week. But people be wanting this thing to trade all day, all night, all day, all night. That's not what it's designed for. It would do that with 28 pairs, yeah, because you're going to be in some trades. But you have to be relative to your account to make this thing, to make it work. Does everybody understand that? You can run this thing on US 30. Hold on, Pete, guys. Chance, close your door. You can run this thing on US 30 alone, $1,000, and it's going to double your account. Is that good? You just doubled your account in a year. Now, the next year, your lot size, because I only did this right here at what? My settings were, I think 0.06. 0.06. My lot size was. I could have gone up higher than that, but I want to be conservative, guys. But $1,000 account, I could have been up higher. I could have been about 0.1 if I was running just that one. But remember, I'm not running just one. I'm running 10 pairs. But if you just pick out of my set, and what I'm going to do over this weekend, all these ones that I'm doing, I'm going to actually take this US 30. I'm going to take a screenshot of the back test results, and I'm gonna post them. So you'll have posted back test results of all the pairs that I've tested that were profitable. You better look and say, okay, US 30 took 52 trades. It won them all. It made this. I think I'm gonna run mine on US 30. NZD Chef was small. Oh, I gotta do it on the other thing. GCAD was what, 1,300. I'm gonna run US 30, GCAD, find all the pairs that have the biggest profit most trades, best percentage trades run, and just run those 2 or 3. Up your lot size a little bit more, run it 2 or 3. Don't try to make $1 million. Let this thing do what it's going to do. It's designed to build your account. Does anybody have any questions? Everybody understand everything I've just talked about? Because that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to go through all the pairs that I've listed because I think on the set file, in the instructions, I said 9 pairs. I've actually tested now 21 pairs. I think I have. Yep.
Kirk, I do have a question.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I tried to track. I've tested all these: ACAD, A-Chef, AJ, all these. That's what 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14, so 21, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2. I got 25 pairs right here. And each one of these have different settings. Have different settings. But all 25 of these pairs were profitable over the course of a year. Profitable. I'm going to go back there and start with the first one all the way through, take a screenshot of how much profit it was, and so forth, and post them all in a zip file and put them in the Discord group. You can go through and say, okay, ACAD made a lot of money. GU made a lot of money. GM made a lot of money. I don't have US 30 up here, so that'd be 26 pairs. US 30 made a lot of money. All these were profitable, but if your account is only so big, you need to choose the most profitable 2 or 3 of them until your account gets bigger. Then you say, okay, I can add another pair. Because what you don't want to do is have too many pairs on there because the EA is going to take trades. You don't want to have too many pairs on there to where it blows your account. Even though it's working, it blew your account because you just marged it out. It all wouldn't draw down doing NFP week or whatever. I ran mine straight through NFP week. So I'm going to put all these pairs in there with the template that shows the profit and how many trades it won and lost. I'm going to do that. All right, anybody else have a question? Go ahead, Abe. Abe, you got a question? Anybody got a question?
Kirk, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Yes. So you're saying that when you sit, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right. So the set files for each pair for, let's say, Aussie yen, that's going to be a different setting than USD chef.
Yep. And this is how it's very simple to do. Very simple to do, guys. Watch this. Hope I got the EA load on. This is my test one. I don't think I have the EA load on it. Hold on, let me see if I do or not. Navigator. Well, I don't need it loaded on. Well, yes, I do. Hold on. I gotta load it on here right quick. I gotta make a template. This is what I gotta do when I hold them for you guys. 10120. That should pop up over here in a second. New one. Guess this was it. Let me see. All right, that's it. Okay, what I do, come over here, you load it. I come over here and say load. What pair is this? NZD Chef. I find NZD Chef set file. See, all the things changed. I hit OK. Then I come over here and save the template and call it NZD Chef. And that's it. You do that for every set file that we have, every pair that you're going to run. Now, this one is running NZD set file pair. It's going to be totally different than AJ. It's going to be totally different than US 30. You'll have a whole list. If you got 10 of them loaded, you have a whole list. I got NZD Chef right here. You're going to have all of them listed. And that's what you're going to have it on for that particular one. After you save the file, save the template.
Okay.
Was that your question?
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that like the Forex pairs would have the same. I thought they would have the same settings, but are you saying there's something different in the set files for the different pairs that makes one different from the other?
Yep. Every pair runs different in everything. No. I mean, you know how we say gold and US 30 run opposite. So why would I have the same set file for gold I have for US 30? If I run EA and GU run opposite. So I couldn't use the same set file. Now the default set file that I put out at first, the default one, I use one set file for all pairs. They work, but they're in the drawdown a lot longer. And because as I said at the beginning of this thing, you can literally flip a coin. I say GCAD. Let's look and see what GCAD is doing right now. Let's go on the daily. Oh, history not showing. I can't get rid of all that. Well, anyway, on the daily, GCAD has been selling since when? It's been selling since February, right? Yeah, been selling since February, right here. I forgot what my point was. I forgot where I was going with. But GCAD has been selling since what was your question again? Maybe our question was really what I was going to say. I forgot what I was saying.
No, I guess I was just wondering, like the different Forex pairs, you're saying that the set files are different, let's say for US Chef than Aussie Yen. And there's something in the set files that makes them different in terms of how the EA.
I got what I was going to say. All right, yeah. All the pairs run differently. So the set files got to be different. Now in default, I did a default template because wow, what did I say at first? Well, look at that. From right here, from about the highest, right here back in August of 21, and this was news. You said that's only 350 pips. On average, about 300 pips is it before it reverses. Look at it, starting to reverse. That was news right here, but look at prices starting to reverse. So if I have this right here, came down about right in here, 260 some pips. But then it's starting to reverse, like it's starting to come back in reverse now. So even with the default settings, don't matter where I put it in, it's eventually it's a numbers game again, right? On average, it's gonna come back around. It's gonna come back. But I wanted to be more specific per pair.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to use the default because I know every pair moves differently. I don't know why I can't get these off here. That's trade volume, trade history, but it's not showing. See? Trade history. Oh, I know why. I say this is my test. I saved this as a template. This was on the template when I saved the doggone template. I made it save as. Let me try to use. Okay, let's do it like that. Get that off of there. All right. Yeah. So there we go. See all that right there? That was news. That made it go over 300 pips. That's something. It was going down and something spiked that. Boom, like that. You see it. But then it came right on back up. And that's how I trade a lot of times too, guys, on manual. When I see something that's trade like this, boom, 95% of the time, when it gets down to this bottom, it's going back up. So I put a buy in right here and catch it back up. But yeah, on average, that 300 some pips come down before it starts turning around. So on default, you can use the default settings, but I wanted to be more specific. All right. Anybody else have any other questions or any questions about the EA? I hope I've covered enough to give you guys some information about it. We're going to launch at the beginning of the year. You will be profitable if you do not look at this thing as a holy grail and say, I'm going to be a millionaire the first month. If you just take the time, let it run. If it makes you 3 to 5% a week, even if it makes you 3% a week, that's if it makes you 1% a week, that's profitable. But I'm looking at I'll be honest with you, mine's been averaging 3 to 5 to 7% a day. You know, so anywhere from 15 to 20 some percent a week. But I'm not going to advertise it that way because the first time it don't do that, I'm gonna say the norm, the average across the board, you should be shooting for 3% a week. Because I know I've told some people have it like even like Eric B. tells on his trainings. If you don't have a numbers goal of what you need, a profit goal of what you need to make, you don't have a plan. So if I say, okay, I want my EA this week starting, I want it to make me $100. If it makes you $100, shut it off. Follow your goal, whatever your plan is. Next week, I wanted to make me $115. You make $115 with your lot size, shut it off. You're making money, right? And as your account grows and grows, they say, okay, I wanted to make me $1,000 a day. Shut it off. It might have went over all the trades running. It might have made 2,000, but shut it off. Anybody got any questions? Any other questions? Any questions? Because nobody asked any questions about it. But I promise you, all next week in my Discord group, get a lot of crazy questions. I'm using the H. I see I'm looking at the question. Yes, I'm using the H1. The H1. Now we do have a guy testing his on the M15, and he's making a lot of money with it. But he wants to run it for a couple of months. He wants to run it for a couple of months before he shows me the settings for it. Scalping it. All right. Any questions at all? Nobody has any questions? No questions at all. All right. Well, I thank you guys for jumping on, spending a little bit of Saturday with me. I'm going, as I said, I'm going to launch this the first day. It will be subscription based. We have sold some licensed copies already, but it will be subscription based because we're going to be adding a little bit more to it. Trainings and stuff, universities, subscription based. If it's, and I promise you, it's making the money. So if it's making the money, it's worth it. All right, guys, this recording will be up in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'll put a link in the Discord. Actually, I'll put it in our university too, but you don't have access to the university yet. But I'll put it in the Discord. Thanks again for jumping on. I hope I've answered some questions. I hope it gave you some insight on the EA. And that will do it for us, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yes.